Не забудь, плиз, этот шеринг разрешить нескольким участникам.
Done. Sneider, you should.
Okay, one candidate joined, and we're waiting for another candidate. Okay, I think we can start, and other people will join during the session. So hello everyone, and welcome to the MCVP Academy once again. It's I think the fourth session for the MCVP Academy, and I would like to introduce you our entity coach Sneider, who will be leading that space. Sneider is from Regional Office of Europe, and he's also leading our entity as a coach.
Yay! Welcome, Sneider.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Hello, people. So yeah, as your MCP elect say, I'm Sneider, and I'm going to share this space with you the next 48 minutes, with 58 minutes with all of you, and I hope it can be productive and insightful and help you, right, to just understand things about change management. That is a topic that we are going to talk about. Basically, just for, I don't know if Thomas know also, but this is what we are going to share is a session that we share during the MC replanning for Tamir and Big Sultan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing.
Yes, you can call me Bex.
Bex, okay, much more easy. Yeah, Bex. But basically is a space that we have during replanning with the MC about change management, why it's important, and also a practical space, right? Like a more, not just like theory, but also for you to start working in your ideas in terms of the AIESEC in Kazakhstan you just see and that you want to put in your plan, you know, to apply to MC, etc. So it's like quite workshop, but at the same time, you know, like just sharing some knowledge with you. So I'm going to start screen sharing right now. For us, so wait a moment. I need to open this. Okay. Okay. Lovely. So, yes, let's get started. So, present. Present. Okay, very nice. I just wanted to know that it's 8 a.m. in Colombia, and I was working till like 2, 3 a.m. So maybe if I'm kind of slow, you can understand me, okay? But yeah, I am here with all the willingness and love to support you in this process, right? So yeah, as I told you before, the topic we are going to be talking today is about change management and why change management is important. And you might, you know, like you might heard about things are changing, new reality, COVID-19, you know, like the world is in a different state, why it is important, and also why in an organization like AIESEC, why an organization like AIESEC just needs to start. I mean, for AIESEC, change management is not that strange or awkward concept, right? Because basically we are working in change management every single day. But once again, you might say like, okay, who's this guy? So I'm Sneider Alfonso. I just realized that this picture is this picture is my first MC picture. So you can say that my face there is like a, you know, restless, sleepless, eye bags, but like 17 years ago, you know. It was like, yeah, it has like 4 years, 5 years, I don't remember. But yeah, it's the only one I use because in Colombia we say when we just want to finish in some way. But yeah, I'm regional manager for AIESEC in Europe, a regional manager entity development for AIESEC in Europe, and I'm your coach. So I've been working with your amazing MCP Thomas, and also already working with Delia as MCP 2122 for AIESEC in Kazakhstan. And this is my beautiful team when I have the chance, the opportunity to lead my entity, AIESEC in Colombia. I'm from Colombia, and all my AIESEC career has been here in Colombia. Now Regional Office Europe is my first role abroad. And this is my beautiful team. And yeah, I have the chance to be MCP, and I think it's one of the most amazing opportunities or experiences this organization could give, right? And I'm from Colombia, well, as I told you, for an AIESEC in Colombia, and this for sure shapes, like the way I perceive AIESEC, the way I do AIESEC, and the way I interact also with the rest of global plenary in the AIESEC world. And one of the things that I'm very proud and that I'm very, happy about making AIESEC is all the purpose or all the reason behind why making it happen, right? And in our case in Colombia, it is pretty clear, like why AIESEC is important in a country. I mean, why striving for peace is important in Colombia, or why striving to fulfill people, potential, etc., is important in a country like Colombia. And now I just wanted to go, or I just want us to start going in the flow, because again, you might heard in the future, in the past, sorry, about change management, but now I just wanted to show you some things that for me, why change management, why is it important. So the first point in my perception is that change management is part of the new normal, not just for AIESEC, not just for you and me, but for everybody around the globe, right? For humanity, I would say, like everybody, even if you are, even if you are this Elon Musk trying to send a rocket to Mars, or even if you are the person that is just selling fruits on the corner of your neighborhood, all of you, I mean, every single person has to change the way you are doing things. We change the way we live, we change the way we do business, we change the way we interact, we change absolutely everything. So change management is the new normal, and there is a point here that can be tricky, and it's we are in a new curve, in a new learning curve, right? It's like we are just learning to do things now, but there is a point in terms of accelerating that curve and your position in the curve. If you understand what's happening, if you understand the context, if you understand how to respond to the context, if you understand the trends, if you understand what is happening all around, you can harness in and take advantage of that moment. If you don't, you are going to be behind, right? As so many people. So why change management? Because it is the new normal. And the second reason why it is, no, this is not 13 reasons why, but the second reason why is because, as I told you, it is not new for AIESEC. As AIESEC, we should not say, oh my God, change management, that's so hard, that's so difficult, blah, blah, blah. No, because basically every single year we implement change management, consciously or unconsciously, we do it, right? The point is, what are the steps to make it consciously? But we do it as AIESECers all the time. And my third advice is leadership produces change. That is its primary function. And this is not mine, in fact, but John P. Cotter. So it is part of our job, it is part of what we do every single day. To do changes. And it is part of what we do every single day to think what are the changes that are needed. Because just imagine, if everything were perfect, what will you be leading? You need to lead something where you need changes. You need to lead something where your personality, where the way you are, where your leadership can make a significant change. So this is, once again, part of what we do as organization. So this is why But you might say like, okay, Sneider, but what's change management? You know, like I still don't, I'm not clear about what change management is and what it stands for. So here is a definition, or here is you know, like this academics definition, and I want to read it for you. It says, change management addresses the people side of change, creating an organization, designing new work processes, and implementing new technologies might never see their full potential if you don't bring your people along. That's because financial success depends on how thoroughly individuals in the organizations embrace the change. Change management comprises the processes, tools, and techniques used to manage the people side of change and achieve desired business outcomes. So, as you realize in these lines, change management is about people, it's about behaviors, right? It's about changing mindsets, changing behaviors, and changing processes in order to make things happen, right? So at the end, even if you have, for sure, you are going to, you know, like take into consideration financial resources, human resources, etc. But at the end, people is the most important or the key factor inside change management. And for this specific exercise, we will be working in this methodology. This methodology is a methodology that helps us to understand how to start implementing change management. So we have three elements or three components in this methodology, that is direct the rider, motivate the elephant, and shape the path. There are like three different phases of change management. The first one, direct the rider, it's follow the bright spots. I mean, one of the main elements. You need to follow the bright spots. You will understand them later in a spreadsheet that I will share with you. But follow the bright spots basically means what are the positive things you have there, because change management, it is easier to understand also when you can realize what are the good things that you have right now with you, right? Script the critical moves, what's important, point to the destination, what's the destination, what's the vision. In terms of motivate the elephant, find the feeling. So what's the feeling? What should people need in order to move from point A to point B? Try to change and grow your people. And in shape the path, we have tweak the environment, build habits, and rely the herd. So these points I will show you better. I will show you better in this tool. So you can go to this tool, bit.ly Kazakhstan, change management, and I will share you the same tool here because I'm going to explain you from here. So this is the tool where we are going to be working with. As I told you, this is more a working time or workshop for you, just to try to consolidate your ideas also for the future. I mean, for the application or the process. So I don't see anyone here. I will share the link anyways. Let me just share the link here. I will share the long link. Okay, it is here. So I will wait for you here.
Can you give us access?
Wait a moment.
Just share for AIESEC domain.
I can change the link to AIESEC. Okay. You're so clever. Wait.
Yes, that's all. Thank
you. Okay, so you are editors. Beautiful. Amazing. Now you have access. Amazing. So you're here. Cool. So, but don't do anything. I will explain you. I will explain you right now how to work with this, right? So the first thing we are going to do is I'm going to explain you what it means each one of the phases and the elements. Then I will give you some minutes for the working time. So no worries, you don't need to do anything more than just listen and watch your screen, right? For the next 2 minutes. So here we have a tool with all the three components: clarity, that is direct the reader, with the desire, that is motivate the elephant, and with ease, that is shape the path, right? And we have the elements: follow the bright spots, script the critical moves, point to the destination, etc. So here we have what's the description of each one of them. So the follow the bright spots is investigate what's working and clone it. And then you have guiding questions that can help you to understand better. And if you just answer these questions, you're going to have a better understanding. So in the case of follow the bright spots, we have when was the time when these changes work and when don't, how did it work when this change happened, or what are the specific behaviors that these groups of people have so that they cope up with the change, or how can you duplicate these behaviors to others? And you can see each one of them, right? So these are the questions. Here in the blue block, what it says, your questions in this part, you need to write down what's the most important question for you. So for example, if I'm applying to TM, for example, the question might be how to engage or how to develop 100% of membership of AIESEC in Kazakhstan, for example. That's a question. If I'm in operations, might be if I'm in revenue streams, whatever, how can I guarantee revenue from non-operational revenue streams or non-operational resources, like the sources, these kind of things. So what's the main question based on your profile or based on what AIESEC in Kazakhstan needs and that you are applying to, right? Because at the end, the question is very important, because if you really put here a good question, basically you will be able to use this information for your application, right? So you need to put your question here, and then you will have 7 minutes per each one of the blocks, not elements, but the blocks. So what I recommend you, what I suggest you is, please keep it simple just for the exercise for this time, because we don't have that much time. So just keep it simple from now. Write the lines, go to the main things. After this space, you can just go fill it out with, more easy and just with more calm, and just, put all the information that you want. But for this exercise, please just put it in a basic level. And what you can do is you can duplicate tabs, and you can just work in your own tab. Cool. So you can duplicate it, change the name, and put, I don't know, like Bex, for example, Bex Bex change management. Then we put, I don't know, Thomas change management, and then you work there. Cool. So instructions are clear?
We should duplicate all spreadsheet or just okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, cool. And then, so there is any other question?
How much time do we have for this exercise?
Yeah, you will have around 30 minutes for all the exercise. Okay. Okay,
great.
Okay, lovely. But once again, it's not enough. It's not enough because this exercise takes much more time. But what I just want you to show you to show is, or what I want you to share you is, what are the main things we should analyze, and then for us just to be able to work on it, right? But you can continue right after. So yes, so let's continue if there is no more questions. So here you can find. What is or what are the times that we are going to be working with. So first, you are going to have 5 minutes to define your priority. Let's not do 2, but let's do just one, like one main priority definition. What's the priority definition? The question, right? So you have 5 minutes to define what's this question, and then you will have 7 minutes to direct the rider, 7 minutes to fill out, motivate the elephant, the 3 elements, 7 minutes for shape the path, and at the end you will have 5 minutes for just reading, and if you want to change something or if you want to add something. You will be all the time working in your own tab, right? You don't need to go to anybody else's tab. So yeah, this is how we are going to start working. So 5 minutes from now, I'm going to let you know when time is up, and you can just go to the next and the next and the next question. Cool. I will put my counter here. So wait a moment. First 5 minutes, just going now. You can start. If you have any question, you can just let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, so the question should be like about some change or innovation that we want to implement. Is that correct?
The question is, yeah, what's the main priority for you right now in the department you are leading? The main priority of change, right? Is it clear?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Nice.
Sneider, I have one question.
Yes.
Can you look for my change management? Bex change management.
Yes.
I put that question about how to implement OD model rightly to successful growth of all systems and functions. And here you go that we don't have OD model yet. I didn't see it before. We didn't have any OD department, etc. And how I should answer for questions about how did it work when this change happened, what are specific behaviors, etc.
Okay. Well, the point, for example, your question is how to implement OD model rightly to successful growth of LCs and expansions, right? But if we are talking in the first phase, in the first element that is follow the right spots, what you need to highlight are the positive things. So maybe if you don't have OD model right now, what's good about the way you have been doing it in the past years, or at least in this generation, right? Because yeah, here is what they ask you is when was the time when these changes work and when don't, how did it work when this change happened, or what are the specific behaviors that this group of people have so that they cope up with the change. So, or the other, that is how can you duplicate these behaviors to others, right? So here what you need to what you should think is about what's working in the entity when it comes to LC's management, for example, or yeah, like or maybe you know, even what I think that maybe is a point about is about the formulation of the question, because if you don't have a OD model, the question should not be implement because you don't have it, but the question should be like how to create and implement, you know, like in that way you are just taking into consideration that you don't have it. So yeah,
Okay.
so I would say so. And taking the, I mean, even the answers should not be just for a related 100% to OD model, but what we are analyzing here is when the entity was good at change management. So
Okay.
the answer could be, I remember a time where we tried to, you know, we changed the scope from GB to GT, and the acceptance and the way we start doing it was very good because of blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Follow the
Okay.
right
Thank you.
spots, what's good in your entity about change management.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so time's up for this first phase of directing direct the rider. Now we should go to the next block, that is motivate the elephant, right? So 7 minutes, motivate the elephant. Two minutes missing. Did it, and you are quite done with the exercise. So I know it was super, like super harsh and super quick, but I really appreciate you take the time, and I really appreciate, that you just take a moment and focus on trying to answer this. Again, this is just, the idea of this space was not to fill it out 100% or to have 100% of clarity on it, but to just open the conversation for you, and you just start thinking about this kind of details, right? So now what I would like to hear from you is, how was it? How was the process of thinking this in in this phase, or maybe have you heard before about this kind of methodologies, or it is the first time? How was it?
To be honest, it resembled a little bit like SWOT analysis, like when you analyze strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats, but actually it was more about strategies and more like this strategic thinking. This is, and the questions are really specific and really directed. That's what I really liked personally about this tool.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. How was it for you, Dex?
It was really hard, like you said. Just a quick think about the right answers, or not only right answers, but helpful answers. Also, it was hard for me because OD is, how to say, is not so clear for me yet, because I was all my AIESEC way in front departments, AIESEC actually. That's why I'm just searching right now for more information, and it was really hard to think quickly. But questions are really helpful to understand what kind of I would say points are really needed for you to think. That's why thank you. Really helpful.
Okay. There is, I mean, I can open like some minutes just to check if you have any specific question about this, like Snei, I didn't understand this specific question, or I didn't got this specific point, or not, or it was super clear, or there is any question right now about the methodology, or even why applying this methodology, no? Because you might also say like, Sneider, I didn't find it useful, and it's fine. You know, like how you use it, or why is it useful for you? There is any question of any type?
I didn't got two questions. It's first, where motivate the elephant first. How can you bring personal feeling or emotion out of the people, and what kind of feeling will be?
Okay, what do you mean? Your question is, what does it mean, or how?
What does it mean? Yes.
Okay, well, I love that question, because when it comes to change management, you need, I mean, change management do not happen because of you say, I think it's important. I think we need to change blah, 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 right? It doesn't happen just because you say, or you take the initiative to say, I think blah, blah, blah. It is because you make people understand. And with understand, I mean two things. You give them information, and this information give them or activate some feelings, specific feelings. For example, why this? Because in order to start a change management, you need to have a super powerful trigger. So what's the trigger? That's the main question here. What's the trigger behind? So for example, when you are in when COVID, for example, let's just analyze the case of COVID. With COVID, what's the feeling of people? People is feeling stuck, or at the beginning, no? I mean, maybe not now, or maybe yes. But at the beginning, people was feeling stuck, people was feeling frustrated, people was feeling worried, people was feeling hopeless, people was feeling blah, 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 so many things. It was because of what? Because a trigger that was super powerful, that was COVID-19, right? In a world without COVID, we can say a financial crisis, the worst financial crisis. And I say because I live it when I was MCP, the worst financial crisis. What's the feeling? The feeling is, again, people is worried, people is, like, I don't know, we feel a bit ashamed, we feel blah, blah, blah. So always feelings are the things that are going to make that the people move from a state A to a state B. That's why the main point behind find the feeling is, why do you need to make them feel? I remember that when I was MCP, my change management plan at the beginning was, I need these people to feel hopeful. That was the main thing, hopeful. I need for them to believe in AIESEC. I need for them to believe in themselves, to think and to understand that we can change this dropping curve into a growing curve, just if they believe, feel that they are capable, and if they in fact do it. So that's why feeling is the most important thing, because without feeling, you cannot change anything. Without feeling, you cannot move people. It's like inspiration, right?
Yes, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Maybe one last question? No? Okay, lovely. So let's just jump to wrap it up, because we are running out of time. But yeah, just to wrap it up, what I told you, or why I show you this change management, because it helped me when I was MCP, and not just me but my team, and not just my team but my entity, to overcome one of the worst crises that we have in AIESEC in Colombia. This is my BOP, or well, the BOP of AIESEC in Colombia at that time, BOP, all the LCPs of AIESEC in Colombia in that time. And I remember this question that you were saying, Bex, about how these people feel and why it was necessary. I remember that my first conference and our plan as MC, the very first plan of our MC and the conference, the message was always, and our name as MC was stand up. And it was super clear, and it was in English, and it was, because we really say we need something that not just us as Colombians, but really the world understand that Colombia is standing up. And Colombia is going to get over from this crisis, blah, blah, blah. And these people really understand it, believe it, and we drive the right behaviors, the right feeling for them to make it happen. And it happened. And our first semester was super successful. Was super, I would say that one of the most, remarkable change management experiences that I can see at least in my experience in the organization. And just last comments here, Socrates says that the secret of change management is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So I think this is a state of mind right now for all AIESECers. So I strongly suggest you to go in this direction. It's not just about, in the past was like this. It's like, you know what? In the past doesn't exist now. The answers of the past are not working right now. Why? Because we are living in a totally different world, and this totally different world just needs different answers and needs new answers overall, right? So yeah, just remember always that you can do this. If you have any question, you can ask me or you can type me. I'm super open because I know that the space was quite short and this is quite complex. But yeah, it is just my suggestion is just go after the session, or I don't know, like tomorrow or when you can, analyze every question, like read it again, that it makes sense for you, and just double check your answers once again. And also you can replicate this exercise with more questions that you might have for your entity or for your specific department. So thank you very much for joining us today, and best wishes.